All right. Good morning if you're on the West Coast, like Mr. Hank, who's yawning there. Or if you're like me on the Central Time or on the East Coast, good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us. This is Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Network. Mr. Hank, it's been a week. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great. Another week down, another week closer to going to Orlando.
That's right. And another week closer to the NFL season. We got about 1 month left to go. It's the preseason, so we're almost there, man. We made it. We're almost at the finish line to start the season. Let's first say good morning and good afternoon East Coast to Evan. Thank you for joining us. Steve, Hammer Time.
Steve,
everybody.
Hammer Time.
And everyone else joining us. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and follow us on Twitter, the Fins Talk Network. All right, Hank. So you said you got a week till you hit Orlando. You must be excited, my friend.
Yeah. We got about 3 weeks, and August 5th we'll close on the house, and then we're flying out the 6th. So I'm ready for a little bit of sunshine instead of this Oregon weather.
Yeah, if you're not noticing, it was nice a little while ago, but it's going to start to rain again, and I'm okay with that. I could use the breeze. It's too humid out here. But, man, we got a lot to talk about. It's not like some other shows where we got to wait for some kind of Dolphin news to pop up, Hank. You know, we come up with all different type of topics. And what we're talking about today, we're going to rank the position groups for the Dolphins, 1 to 8, 1 being the strongest, 8 being the weakest. Thought that'd be a good exercise for everybody, especially the guys joining us. And then we're going to do contenders or pretenders. If the Dolphins are contenders or pretenders. Now, if you're a diehard or just a Dolphins fan, you say they're contenders. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Tua, everything they've done, Mike McDaniel, contenders. But we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. We're going to talk about what could put them in danger of being pretenders. And yes, you're going to have to go down that rabbit hole, Hank. And then finally, we had a lot of fun last week with Dolphins trivia. And with the name the quarterbacks, name every starting quarterback since Dan Marino. A lot of people were involved. Everybody had a lot of fun. It made Hank go down to that. He had to get a lot more green after he was done. He was exhausted from it. But we're gonna today. We're gonna talk a little bit about running backs, and we'll get to that at the end there. Shut up, Harrison. Anyway, good morning, Harrison. Or good afternoon. But he said, "Go Jets." He's instigating. He's a troll. But let's go. He's just playing. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started, Hank, and let's talk about the Dolphins' position groups, okay? And the way I have it listed, I said 1 being the strongest, 8 being the weakest. The positions I have listed here: the quarterback room, running backs, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, defensive line. That includes D tackle, defensive end, and
okay.
me for just a moment.
You're blinking in and out.
I'm blinking in and out there. Anyway.
You playing games?
I know. No, someone is. I'll whoop their ass. Sorry. All right. So, all right. So let me make sure I put. Okay, it is on. All right. So Hank.
Yeah.
The weakest, the strongest. So let's start with the strongest position for the Miami Dolphins. Number 1. Who's your strong wide receivers? Your strongest unit? Why?
Because they are. Look at who you have. Well, I don't know. It could be defensive backs, too. It could be either one of those two, to be honest with you. Wide receiver, you got a lot of talent that we brought in. Waddle's there. You got Wilson Jr., possibly Preston Williams. Who knows who else is going to be in there, but you have Hill. So I like the wide receiver group the best, but I also like the defensive backs because I think that they're one of the best duos in the NFL. So I would say wide receivers first, defensive back second, tight end third, quarterback fourth, halfback fifth, defensive line, tight ends, linebackers, offensive line.
All right. So first off, Ender, thank you for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon. Tammy from Miami. And then, of course, Evan writes, defensive backs number 1, wide receiver number 2. I agree with that. I think defensive backs, they got the history together. And plus, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, they never disappoint. Wide receivers, there's a lot of hype behind them, of course, with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Easy E.
I like the hype.
I love the hype, but they have to execute. So I got them number 2 because they are a strong unit, but I'm going to put them, let's see what they could do this season with 2 at quarterback to move to number 1, but I got them number 2. Number 3, I'm going to go defensive line. Emmanuel Akpa, Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins. I got them number 3. Melvin Ingram, who could play obviously a linebacker. Got tight end number 4. Linebacker 5. Quarterback 6. Running back 7. And offensive line 8.
What?
What do you disagree with?
Running back 7.
7. They haven't proved the damn thing. None of them have hit 1,000 yards in their career.
No. It doesn't say. The question wasn't they had to have proved something to rank them. It was rank them.
Yeah.
Now, we have 3 running backs we brought on board this offseason.
We do that.
I don't think that they're 7. They're not as bad as, jeez. I don't know. Well, if you say so.
Look, my thing is this. They haven't. None of them is a sexy pick. I actually think, rushing as a unit for the Dolphins are going to go from 30th ranked to 10th, and that's not because of all the running backs. It is the wide receivers that are going to have a hand in that. The only thing that made him 8 for me was Alec Ingold. I think Ingold would be a huge piece for that running back unit. My top rusher this year, projected wise, is Chase Edmonds. I think he's going to have 700 plus yards. We talked about it last week, I believe, and about 6 touchdowns. So, whatever, Evan. But obviously they could have a good chance. But right now, when I'm looking at players and what they've done and everything else, to me, right now, that's still one of the weak units until otherwise. One thing that we have in common that has to be taken into context here is the offensive line. We both have the offensive line, again, as the Dolphins' weakest unit. The only real changes they made was they signed Terron Armstead, who's one of the best, but injury-prone. And, of course, Connor Williams, who was the 11th best guard in the NFL last season ranked, but had, I think, 14 penalties, and he was benched. But they might be playing him at center. So there's a question mark there. But the question mark at left guard, and right tackle are still there. So they are still the weakest unit. Now, how does that play into the season, and how does that affect the quarterback position? Now, where did you have the quarterback rank?
I don't remember. Like 4th or something like that.
4th?
Like 4th.
Hey, and you know what? With the receiving unit, I think I had it 5th. I think linebacker was 6th. And I'm sure someone will correct me in a second, but I think I had it 5th. But what could move that position up? And of course, that's not only Tua, that's the quarterback position. Teddy Bridgewater's there as well. You got to count the wide receivers at that spot. Hank said 5th. Okay. So you had 5th was your quarterback group. But that could jump up. That's a fair ranking. because of what they've done and but
Thanks,
where
Evan.
they could go up to 3. They could jump 2 spots up if that wide receiver unit is what it's saying it's going to be, or what we think it's going to be, with Tyreek and Cedric and Jalen, with Tua, or even Teddy. I mean, so I'm excited about what that could do for the quarterback room. But right now, I think 5th. I don't know where I had I had him either 5th or 6th, but
yeah, you had him way down there. You had him like 7 or something.
I had the linebackers on 7. Oh no, I had the running backs at 7. I didn't have no. I had offensive line at 8.
So you had the quarterback at 6 then.
All right, well, wait and see. They could jump if I did. So now, talking about that and offensive line still being ranked 8th in our opinion. Yeah, and Evan reached out to me earlier today. Actually, he's going to be in Florida until the 8th, and he will visit Dolphins training camp, Hank. So he could be joining us live from Dolphins training camp next week or the week after. We'll work out a date, and we'll do something like that. So that'll be cool to get a cool live update from Evan as he's at Dolphins training camp. He could fill us in on everything. That'll be exciting for Finn's Talk. And so, talking about the offensive line ranked 8th in our opinion right now as the weakest unit. Last year was the same. We felt good about the Dolphins. We were excited about their outcome, especially with defense. But we did talk about the offensive line, that was our biggest question mark. And now, again, right before the season, we're going into this season, offensive line is still the weakest unit in our opinion. So with that, all of us as Dolphin fans, you have some that look like they truly believe the Dolphins aren't going to do anything this year. But most of us believe that they have a legit shot to be contenders this season. A legit shot at not only making the playoffs, but winning a game in the playoffs. So it's obvious, right, why we would say they're contenders. I mean, the coaching staff, we're excited about that coaching staff, Mike McDaniel, the guys he's hired, what their history in the NFL, the potential of Tua with this new wide receiver unit upgraded with Tyreek, Jalen, Eazy-E, Cedric Wilson, Lynn Bowden's coming back off of injury, Mike Gesicki, and of course, what you brought up was the running backs. So there's reasons why people are going to say that they are contenders. However, saw an article earlier this week about are they contenders or pretenders. So I'm going to challenge.
You have to be negative, so we have to do a negative session.
It's not a negative. It's not negative. I'm going to challenge you to tell me why. Don't get Evan going. I'm going to challenge you. What could put Miami in danger of being pretenders? What puts them in danger of being from contenders to pretenders?
All right. What puts them in danger? Well,
I know you can do it.
The offensive line puts them in danger. The linebackers put them in danger. What other position groups you want to talk about? Those are the main ones. Those are the main 2 to watch out for. But if the running backs get hurt like they have been in the past, that's one thing. Same thing with Armstead. If Armstead goes down, you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to have more problems than you did last year on the offensive line if Armstead goes down, because now they're planning on him being there, on a permanent basis. So who do you have to back him up? Jackson? I don't know about all that, but so I'd say the offensive line is what could really tear this team down. It would, because if you can't block to run, you can't block to pass, I don't know. They can't do much. They haven't been able to do much for 20 years. So I'm on a when I see it, I'll believe it mode with the offensive line.
I think that's pretty fair. Offensive line being a big key for the Dolphins, because a lot of people blame the offensive line for the struggles last year.
I do.
Again, yeah, I think there's a little more. But it's a key part of it. I mean, we talked about it before the season started last year, and ended up being the case. I don't think that's being negative. I think it's being realistic and trying to look at it from a full perspective. With the Dolphins, of course, we discussed why they're contenders or why we perceive them as contenders. But why they could end up being pretenders, or what puts them in danger of being pretenders, is what you brought up, was offensive line. Yes, they got Terron Armstead. They got the crown jewel. What every Dolphin fan wanted them to do, get us some offensive a tackle. They did it. They got one of the best. But he is injury prone. That's a big concern. So if he goes down, Connor Williams, who was ranked 11th best guard, bombs at center, or continues with the penalties. And the coaching staff, which I have hope can get the best out of an Austin Jackson, get the best out of an Eichenberg, and so forth. If they can't, and the offensive and the coaching staff are not who we think they are in regards to being teachers and getting the best out of players, because last year I told you, remember, when people were saying we need to go get guys, we need to spend money and draft picks on offensive line, and my thing I love to say was it wasn't about investment, it was about development when it came to the offensive line. So the hope is that this coaching staff gets the best and develops these guys. So that's a fear. It's a rookie coaching staff, Hank. So can these guys answer the call and do it, or will they not? Will they fall flat? So that's another reason. Defense. A lot of us have the defense ranked higher than the offense, where there's a lot of high expectations. Most of them are coming back. They've added a couple pieces. But
I have them even, Bobby. I have both units falling between top 5 and 10.
Yeah,
that's where I have the offense and the defense this year. They're going to both fall between 5 and 10.
So the defense, and exactly, we both believe the defense has the potential to be one of the top defenses in the NFL because of what they've done at the second half of the season last year. However, what did they do at the first half of the season last year? Everybody looked at the quarterback position with Jacoby Brissett and Tua and how they bombed and whatever. But a lot of it was the defense as well. It wasn't just the quarterback position and the offense. It was a lot of the defense. The defense didn't show up a lot of those games. And the Dolphins lost. Hold on. The Dolphins lost 7 straight. Let me get my point. They lost 8 straight games. Then they showed up. All of a sudden, it was an elite type of defense, except for the Titans game, and they won 8 straight. So there's a fear there. Was it Josh Boyer? Was it Brian Flores? Was it Gerald Alexander who's really getting the best out of that defense? The question needs to be answered, or will be answered, when Boyer has full control of that defense and McDaniel's paying attention to the offense. So that's another fear. How does the defense? Which defense shows up this season? Is it the defense of the first half of the last year, or the defense of the second half? And then you miss something. What makes the Dolphins pretenders? Or what makes them put them in danger of being pretenders? If Tua doesn't hit his potential with this new offense and coaching staff. If Tua is still the same Tua, with mediocrity and whatever, then the Dolphins are in danger of being pretenders. Right now, they're contenders based off hype. But if you go based off what was last year, then it could be in very big danger with being pretenders.
Man, Bobby, that was a long point you made. I better interrupt better next time. Look, as far as the defense goes in the beginning of the year, you got the defense in the beginning of the year, Bobby. You're blaming them when they were on the field for 45 minutes of the 60 minutes. I don't blame them at all. I blame the offense still. Offense sucked. It sucked the wind out of the defense in the first half. Then the offense started coming on halfway decent, and the defense suddenly gets much better. I think both units are going to balance well, and I didn't forget Tua. Tua isn't an issue. Okay, if the guy was an issue, then I would have brought Tua up. But I didn't forget him because he's not an issue. You heard me say it twice, not an issue. He's not the issue. It's been the offensive line. The running backs and the wide receivers haven't done squat. They hadn't done squat. The only unit that had been doing anything is the tight ends. You had the tight end, which was Gesicki. He did quite a bit. And you had Waddle. That's it. That's all you had. That's all your weapons. Who was your offensive line? Stop blaming Tua. Blame the team. It's the team effort. It's the
Tua
offense.
is a part of the team. If I remember correctly,
it's the offense
wait a second.
overall,
If I
though.
remember correctly, Mr. Hank Fish Tank, it was
starts
a very
with the
wise
quarterback.
gentleman last year.
Yeah,
right
you're going to
before
tell
the
me
year,
it starts with the quarterback.
Damn right. Yeah, damn
yes,
right.
it does.
You
it
said
starts with the quarterback.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it does. But
Yes,
the quarterback isn't the issue.
He's a part of the issue.
No, he's not.
That's a lie. That's
No.
being come on, Hankster.
No, I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. He's
put
not
Aaron
a part of the
Rodgers
issue.
or Tom Brady or Joe Burrow or
You've
whoever
never
on
seen
the
this
Dolphins,
guy have
and
a chance to play yet in the NFL, and
you're making me negative on Tua about this. You're gonna make me start. Steve is right. Quarterback, unless I see improvement. You're damn right. I agree with you, Steve.
Well, that doesn't make you right, though. That doesn't make you right, Bobby. Steve, it just makes you louder than me. I'm just keep it a little lower than you. You're just louder than me.
I'm just saying is that quarterback is definitely a part of it. And
quarterback's a part of it, but quarterback is not a problem. Like the offensive line is a problem.
Offensive line is a bigger part. Offensive line is a bigger problem. It's a bigger mystery. But quarterback is right there too.
You wanted me to lay out what could make them pretenders. I did. And I didn't include Tua because Tua wasn't part of the problem.
But I did include Tua because I believe he is, Hank.
Okay, that's where we'll have to agree to disagree.
And we always do.
It doesn't make me a liar.
Never said you were.
Just means I have a different opinion than you.
That's right. That's right. And that's what makes Finstock the way it is. All right. So we will certainly find out this season, TD. And thank you for coming on, Steve. He says number 2 is the offensive line. So let's lighten this up. We're at the 21-minute mark here. We're having some fun. Harrison says he agrees with Hank. He appreciates that, I'm sure. He's such a oh, you guys are instigators. All right, so let's go ahead. So Hank, we had a lot of
grinding you up a little, Bobby. Grinding you up.
Stirring the pot. We're stirring the pot. On paper, they are contenders. That's absolutely right, Steve. On paper, they are contenders. It's when it comes onto the field, and of course, that's where we're going to see. I love the shirt, Hank. I just noticed that. Is that that's Toy Story, isn't it? Pizza Planet.
Yeah, it is.
I like it, my man. All right.
Yeah, I've been wearing. You know, I got a little bit of grief from Evan on I wasn't wearing my shirts and jerseys and stuff, but Evan. All my stuff's packed up. I'm moving.
All right. So we had fun, and we got enough people here, which is great. Thank you, everybody, for, of course, tuning in on this Saturday morning. If you're on the West Coast or Central Time, East Coast, good afternoon. Hit that like and subscribe button, Fitz Talk Network. Last week, we played some Dolphins trivia with the Hankster and company, and we had a lot of fun. It made a lot of people start going, man, I had people messaging me and calling me, telling me I was messing with their brains because they couldn't remember quarterbacks. And so the question last week, Hank, was name all the starting quarterbacks the Dolphins have had since Dan Marino. At first, you had about 3 quarterbacks, and then we started getting people coming in, and then you started remembering, and we had a lot of fun with that. So this week, we're going to talk about running backs. Now, the question is, and everybody put your comments in there. Let Hank answer, but put your comments in there and tell me what you're thinking. Now, the question is, as I pull this up, let me make sure I have it here. Of course, it disappears on me. Oh, that's fun. All right. Was how many Dolphins running backs in history have rushed for 1,000 yards or more in a season?
Oh, boy. And you actually want me to answer that?
I want everybody to answer that. Here we go.
All right. Well, we all know Ricky Williams and Larry Zonka.
There you go. That's 1 and 2.
So those are the 2 that we know off the bat. Then from there, it's a debate on who did what, I guess. There's got to be a Smith in there somewhere. I don't know who it is, but there's got to be a Smith.
There is a Smith. There is a Smith. You got a Smith. There's a Smith in there.
I don't know which Smith. I couldn't tell you.
He played in the year 2000. He was number 26. He rushed for 1,139 yards.
I don't know.
Lamar Smith.
I don't know.
Lamar
Smith. That's who it was. Lamar
Smith. So you got 3, my man.
All right. So you got Smith. You had Ronnie Brown. Didn't he do it?
Ronnie Brown. That's right.
Or was it Bush? It was Brown or Bush?
Or both.
Brown. Or both.
Or both.
Might have been both.
It was both.
I say both.
That's right. So Ronnie Brown rushed for 1,000 yards in 2006. He rushed for 1,008 yards. I'm sure that was the year of the Wildcat. And then Reggie Bush in 2011 rushed for 1,086 yards. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs.
5.
Remember, I told you there was about 10.
There's 10? Wow. We're not going to get 10 out of me. That was it.
Okay,
you got half of them from me. What do you want?
Let me help you out. We've had 2 number 23s, Ronnie Brown and someone else. There was another running back that we had not too long ago who rushed
Jay
for
Ajayi?
There you go, Jay Ajayi. There's your other one. All right. Now, who was Larry Zonka's partner in crime?
Oh, that was Jim Kick.
Let's see here.
Jim Kick was his partner in crime. Says Mercury Morris there from Evan.
Yep, Mercury Morris.
Yeah, but you asked who his partner in crime was. It wasn't Mercury Morris. It was Jim Kick. They were buddies, man. They were known as Bush and Sundance.
All right.
You didn't know that?
There's another Williams. There's another Williams.
I don't know. You got me.
I believe Evan had that as well. 1978, number 24, rushed for 1,258 yards. Dalvin Williams. Dalvin Williams. He's the one. See, I got everybody except for Dalvin Williams, Hank. That was the one I was telling you about before the show. Was the one that I couldn't figure it out for the life of me, and that's the one that I had to search up and I found. 1996, number 33, 1,116 yards.
I don't know.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Jabbar did? Really? 1,000 yards?
Did.
I didn't know he got 1,000.
That's right. So, Ricky Williams for the Dolphins 3 times ran for 1,000 yards. Larry Zonka 3 times. Let me see if I could. And that's about it. Everyone else has rushed at least 1 time. So that's the Dolphins trivia for today.
I didn't do too bad, all things considered.
No, you did not, sir. He taught us a little bit of history. He taught me some with Jim Kick. Steve says Ben Malone, Sammy Smith. See, then we got names out there. I love doing that because then you start to think about history and, you think about certain players and.
Yeah, they even had like a commercial where they were on horseback.
Kick and Zonka.
Jim Kick and Larry Zonka.
Ah, look at that.
And they called them Bush and Sundance, bro.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
Is that what that? Yeah, there you go. Pretty cool.
Because they used to be buddies. That's why when you said who was his buddy, it wasn't Mercury Morris.
Well,
Mercury Morris didn't like him.
Really? Oh, I gotta look that up. All right. Well,
Mercury Morris was mad at everybody, bro.
But he was there. That's who I meant. So that was my bad.
He's a much nicer, happier guy nowadays, but he was not happy with the Dolphins running backs in the running back room way back when.
Interesting. Oh, we got some history here. We got some trivia about how some Dolphins drama back in the day. I love it. So next week I'll try to find again. That was actually presented by. If you guys want to know where I'm getting these questions from or this list from, it's from yardbarker.com Dolphins page. You go to quizzes. So if you think you know the Dolphins well, try that page out. I've done okay. Again, the running back room. The only one I didn't get was that Dalvin Williams. Everyone else I did well, so I was proud of myself. And of course, quarterbacks, there was a few of them that just lost my mind. I mean, that I couldn't remember. It was Joey Harrington, John Beck. Now I'm thinking about John Beck, Joey Harrington, and I think somebody else, but there were those three guys. Oh, Ray Lucas. Those three guys I couldn't remember. I was remembering everybody else, Hank, last week when I did that quiz myself, but those were the three guys. And so this week was just
Except you
Dalvin
didn't
Williams.
remember Mitchell.
Well, Mitchell wasn't on the list, so I didn't forget.
Yeah, he should have been Scott Mitchell.
Was he after Dan Marino?
Yep.
He was after Dan Marino?
Yep. He was like the first one after Dan Marino.
That was Damian Heward and Jay Fiedler.
He was on the field.
I remember that. I remember those times back in the day. That's when I was really Scott Mitchell.
You got to look him up.
I am. Because I remember you're not the only one who's brought that up to me, Hank. And that's why I want to grab him now and take a look. Let me see here.
Well, let's talk with people out there. What's going on, everybody? Steve, Evan. You guys are still naming names?
Are they? Reggie Bush, Mercury Morris, Lamar Smith, Dalvin Williams, Ricky Williams, Ronnie Brown. So you remember that draft with Ronnie Brown? It was Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, and there was someone else. Oh, man. Cadillac. Who was the other one? Cedric Benson? Cedric Benson. So looking back at that, those three guys, Ronnie Brown, he was a good back from Auburn. We got Marino. Marino retired in 2000, right?
1999.
1999. And Scott Mitchell played for the Dolphins, and I'm not wrong. Shocker. He played for the Dolphins from 1990 to 1993. So he did play for the Dolphins, but not after Dan Marino.
I know what it was. I know what I'm thinking now. When Dan Marino got hurt and hurt his Achilles, that's when Scott Mitchell came in.
That's
My
right.
bad, Bobby.
No, sir. No, sir.
That's what I was thinking of. That's who came in when he got hurt.
Yeah, but you're not the only one. That's why I wanted to look him up now that you brought him up again, because I've had some people come out to me and say, Scott Mitchell. And I was like, I don't think so. But I just wanted to make sure. So Scott Mitchell.
That's where Scott Mitchell came from. He started when he got hurt his Achilles.
That's right.
Now I remember. I got it straight for you, Bobby. See that?
I appreciate you, brother. I
screwed it up, but I still got it straight.
Oh, man.
You know me, I can screw anything up.
No. Oh, gosh. But, hey, I cannot wait, Hank. We are not too far off from the start of, obviously, training camp, which Evan will be going to. He'll be at the live practices.
Evan, when is Evan going? Evan, how long are you going to be there? Because I get in Florida the 5th.
What did he say? Hold on, I'll tell you right now. He had it at the beginning. I think he said he'll be there till the 8th. I'm sure he'll respond. Let me see here. And guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. This is Fin's Talk today. We join you guys on Saturdays. Got Fin's Talk overtime on Mondays, and of course the Goon Squad. And let me go ahead here, Hank. Take a look at something very quick.
Well, I'm waiting on Evan. Come on, Evan. Where you at, bro?
Let me see here. I think he said he was going to be around. Oh, there he is. The 18th to the 9th.
To the 9th. All right. Well, I might be able to meet up with you. I don't know yet, Evan, but I might give it a shot. So let's find out.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fun. So the first game, and we're right there. Today is, where are we at here?
I'm not flying in till the night of the 6th, so.
We're almost about a month away. August 13th, the Dolphins play at 6:30 Eastern, or excuse me, Central, against, so 7:30 Eastern against the Buccaneers. So we are right there. That's going to camp the 30th and
Thanks,
6th.
Evan.
Awesome. So we'll connect and Evan and talk about it. Like you said, coming in live, that'll be fun. Get you the link and you can join us, or if Hank's with you, you guys can both join us live. But guys, it was a lot of fun. Again, we're only about a month away now. Get questions answered. We're all hyped up on the season, obviously. We're always going to have content and discussions and debates. That's what's great about Fins Talk today, Fins Talk Network in general. That's what we do. We love to do it. We keep it going. This was fun. We'll see what we have else next week with a trivia. Maybe we'll do wide receivers. Maybe Hank will be ready for that one. I know he loves these. But thank you all for joining us.
I love these when you ask me how smart I am, and I go, duh, and the drool comes out of my mouth.
But hey, you know what? So we went over, again, talk about the show. We talked about the strongest unit and the weakest unit. Hank had wide receiver as the strongest unit. He had defensive backs as the second strongest unit. Weakest unit, we both had the offensive line. I had as the strongest unit was the defensive backs, wide receiver number 2. So we just flip-flopped on that one. And then when it came to pretenders, or what can make the Dolphins, put the Dolphins in jeopardy of being pretenders, offensive line was the big one here. Coaching staff. We're all hyped on the coaching staff. I think they're the reason. I'm more hyped about the staff than I am about the roster, but they are a threat that could make the Dolphins pretenders, because if they aren't the guys we think they are, it could screw a lot of stuff up.
They are the guys we think they are, though, Bobby.
Positivity. And then, of course, the debate of what's up, flip side, and of course the quarterback. Hank says quarterback is okay. He does not put us in jeopardy. And Hank, you can tell me if I'm wrong,
the flip side. I'm just
recollecting. And then I say that he could put us in jeopardy of being pretenders if he doesn't rise to the occasion with the new receivers and hopefully upgraded offensive line with Terran Armstead if he could stay healthy and so forth. So, I mean, all the Dolphins fan base is like that in general, Hank. You got it split down the middle on social media. People are hyped, other people are not so hyped. They're kind of because it's kind of like, they've been let down so many times that they're afraid to be happy. And I get it, you know what I mean? But it's going to be a fun year for the Dolphins. It's never boring as a Dolphins fan. That's the
Bobby,
fact.
I hear everybody say that. Look, folks, I've been a fan since 1966. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you've been watching for 10 years and you're all disappointed. Great. But the Dolphins have sucked for longer than 10 years, folks, all right? So there's a lot of us out here that have been waiting a real long time, and I'm one of them. Since the 1970s, okay? That's how long I've been waiting. Since the 70s. Quit crying. They're going to make it. They're going to do it. It's coming. This year or next. There's no more blah, blah, blah.
This year or next year or 10 years after that.
No,
they're coming.
It's either this year or next. The Dolphins will be contenders. And I'm talking contenders for the Super Bowl.
Gotcha, brother. And we're going to leave it at that. Hank has the final word. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Fins Talk today. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hammer Time, Evan, Flipside, TD, everybody who joined us, Tammy from Miami, Harrison, and so forth. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you all next Saturday. Don't forget overtime on Monday. And, of course, Miami Heat fans, if you are Heat fans, check out the Goon Squad on Wednesday. Until then, like, subscribe, and most importantly, fins up.